3 a.m. Again, why did I ever think this was a good idea?
Hi guys, it's Jack here, and we're so excited about this episode because you know what it means. It means Wine and Dine is literally 1 week away, and we thought what better way to help you have a very successful weekend than by going ahead and sharing our tips and tricks for the Run Disney weekends, as well as some very specific Wine and Dine related tips and tricks. So we're actually going to go ahead and start off with some specific Wine and Dine Run Disney weekend tips and tricks. This weekend is really unique in the fact that it's not like any of the other race weekends because you actually get some perks that not the other race weekends get. One of these is actually you get to go to a post-race after party. If you are running the half marathon or the challenge, or you happen to purchase the after party ticket so that your friends and family can join you, you should have received the ticket to get into the post-race after party. So my tip for this one is that don't lose a card. But more specifically, if you're afraid of losing it, go ahead and take a picture of the back of the card. That way that if you do lose it, you have a reference to show the cast members at Disney and they can reissue a new one. And then also another tip for that would be to just go ahead and put the ticket number, which again is on the back of your card. Go ahead and put in your My Disney Experience app and then go ahead and link it to you specifically, and then you're all set. It'll be linked to your Magic Band and you don't have to worry about carrying around a card. All you do is literally have to boop, go ahead and scan in and you're in. And then they'll go ahead and put that band on your wrist to show that you are here for the after party. So if you have run the Wine and Dine races, you would know that more than likely there's a good chance it's probably gonna rain. If you happen to be watching the Passport to Run's video last year, you would have noticed that I had gotten soaked. So here's another tip that we all thought we would share would be that because it does rain, go ahead and bring some extra shoes with you, just especially because of the fact that if you're running more than one race, you don't want to run in soggy shoes. It's just not fun. So always bring a second pair of shoes with you if you are running more than one race. Like I said, Wine and Dine season is a little bit different than the other race weekends. Again, you have the one perk of the after party, but a second perk that the Wine and Dine races have is that Disney actually gives you a $15 gift card. Don't forget about it. You should have received that email already. What I would do is go ahead and star that email so that you have it, or just go ahead and print off the gift card that they sent in the email so that way you have it on you. And then it's really easy to scan at checkout or however you may use it. But yeah, don't forget that Disney gave that to you because they're literally giving you money. Again, this race weekend is, I feel like it just gives you gifts. The third gift it technically gives you is an extra hour of sleep. Now you can either take that as a, hey, that's awesome, or, oh no, the time switch. And if this is your first time running Run Disney, you will know that we fall back an hour during the weekend because it's daylight savings time. And so with that being said, because a lot of people do get up around 2 a.m. in the morning, the clocks will change. And so we thought what better way to kind of help you along to have a successful weekend than share our little tips with that as well. Some of the ways that we have to kind of trick it into being a successful wake-up call is Bob actually had a really great idea, is using your phone and not necessarily using your alarm clock per se, but using your timer. If you math it right, say you go to bed at 6 and you want to wake up at 2, remember, you have the extra hour of sleep, so go ahead and tack on that extra hour and then use the timer from when you start to go to sleep and math how long it would be until that 2 a.m. what that extra hour is, and then your timer will go off on your phone. I mean, personally, I would also go ahead and use my alarm clock just in case and set it for 2:01 a.m. so that time change should have already happened. Another one that Alicia thought was a really great idea for this is that if you happen to have a room at Disney or wherever you may be staying that has a microwave, do not change the clock on the microwave. That way, that if you kind of wake up nervously like I do, because trust me, it happens. I'm like, oh my God, did I miss it? Did I wake up too late? No, you're gonna be fine. But another way to kind of help with that anxiety is don't change the clock time on your microwave. Have your phone right next to you when the alarm goes off and you're like, oh my goodness, I think I missed it. You look at your phone, it's like 2 a.m. and then your clock says 3 a.m. Don't worry, your phone already fell back. You're going to be okay. You woke up at the right time. You could tell on your clock that, oh, it never fell back in time. Yes. So there you go. You're gonna be great. It's gonna be a fun weekend. So another one would be the fact that, yes, there is an after party. So here's my thing. If you are going to the after party, go ahead and take a nap beforehand. You're gonna thank yourself later for it, because with the after party, it does start at 10 p.m. and goes to 1 a.m. But this ticket that Disney gives you to go to the post-race party, it actually allows you to get in at 5 p.m. So one, I don't even think you really even need a ticket to go to the parks, like a regular day ticket to go to the parks on Sunday, because by the time you get done with the race for the half marathon, you're gonna wanna go back, you're gonna wanna take a shower, kind of recover, get some food, take a nap, and then it's the post-race party, and now you feel all ready and excited and you're ready to party for the rest of the night. Yeah, so take that nap so you can actually stay awake for the entire party, because again, you just woke up more than likely at 2 in the morning. So having that sleep will allow you to help yourself enjoy the party a little bit more. We also really do want to put out there, and we agreed unanimously as a group for this one, 'tis the season for flu season. So please make sure you wash your hands often, and honestly just carry a little bit of hand sanitizer with you. That way you have it on you at all times, because again, it's flu season. Don't get sick. Now here are some of the more general Run Disney tips and tricks for all weekends that you can apply to. Allie had a really great one. I never even thought of this. So what she does whenever she packs for her races, she'll actually put her costumes or whatever she's going to wear inside Ziploc bags. Now that's a twofold. One, when you wake up in the morning on the race weekend morning of whichever race you're doing, or if you're doing all of them, you already know where all of your stuff is for that one specific race. You just take out that Ziploc bag and boom, you have all your stuff there that you need. Now this is, again, twofold in the sense that when you're done with the race and you want to change, your clothes stink. They're gonna be all sweaty, and you know, you could have been rained on, so that's another factor into it. Well, now you have a place to put your dirty, smelly clothes into by putting them back into the Ziploc bag and help with some of that smell. I mean, you also do have the use of the laundry facilities, especially if you're staying at the Disney resorts. They all do have one, so just kind of look out for that if you are thinking about wanting to wash your clothes as well. But having these Ziploc bags is just a nice little kind of trick to have. So if you are not so immediately needing to see the merchandise for Run Disney and you're okay with missing out on it a little bit, you're not wanting to buy something very specific, I would honestly just go to the expo later in the day. The busiest time of the day is always right when it opens, especially on that very first day. It's going to be crowded, it's going to be shoulder to shoulder, especially in the merchandise area for Run Disney. The lines to pick up your bib are going to be really long. It is what it is. Everybody, there's going to be thousands of runners, so of course it's going to be busy. But if you want to avoid it in some sense, go later in the day. It's a little bit quieter, a little bit nicer, especially if you like, say you're just running the half marathon and you're like, you know what, I think I'm gonna miss the first day it opens, maybe the second day it opens. But if you go on that Saturday, the Saturday morning before race day on Sunday morning for the half marathon, there's like no one there. I've done that multiple times. Allie's done that multiple times. So many of us have. It's honestly a really relaxing experience. And there's still gonna be stuff at the Run Disney merch area. It just won't be as heavily filled. There might be sizes that are a little bit harder to find. But if you're just wanting to just look around and kind of see what's there, go on a later day. Also, if you go on a later day to the expo, or just later, way later in the day on the first day, the chances for the picture ops and the character meet and greets, they're probably gonna be shorter lines, so go ahead and take advantage of that. Another really nice thing that Disney does that is, let's say you got your shirts that Disney actually gives you, it's included in your ticket for the race. And they're let's say it's the 10K shirt and it doesn't quite fit that well, you can actually go and exchange it for a different size and Disney can provide that and switch out for you. So yeah, please try on your shirts before you leave just to make sure you have the right size. Another tip we do have is that go ahead and make sure you get to bed early the night before your race. And with that being said, I mean, if you can't go to sleep, at least having your eyes closed is better than nothing. It's just letting your body relax so that you can go ahead and be ready for your race day. A tip that I personally have with that is that if I know I'm going to a race weekend, I will purposefully wake myself up days prior before the trip at like a really obnoxiously early time so that my body is used to, one, getting up that early, and two, I mean, it makes you feel like you need to get to bed even earlier than you would normally. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend practice getting up early so that way it makes you tired to be able to go to bed early. So here's a tip that I personally didn't even think about, but again, I love our gang because we have all these different experiences and tips and tricks that we love to share. But one of the ones that one of us had mentioned is if you are doing multiple races during the race weekend and they are offering Mylar blankets at the end of a race, let's say you're doing the challenge and they give you a Mylar blanket at the 10K, go ahead, take it regardless if you need it in that moment, and then bring it with you for the half marathon so that you have it just in case if you need it. Another big tip is that, guess what? Disney has officially shared the corral opening and closing times for each race. So please make sure you look at that and see what time your corral opens up so that you can get in and what time it closes. Because if you are in an earlier corral, there's a chance that you may miss the time that it closes. So what that means is you would have to go into the next available opened corral. So if you had an earlier corral and you were really excited about it, please make sure that you get there with enough time to spare. Another little tip that we like to share is that Disney resorts will usually put up a poster board of the events of the Run Disney weekend out in their lobby the night before the expo. So personally, when they do that, I just go ahead and take a picture right away of all the info, and that way I just have it right on my phone. So another thing we really want to make sure we put out there is please make sure you put aside time for recovery. Do not sit all day or sleep all day. Yes, taking a nap is fine, but you want to make sure your body is consistently moving and recovering. One way to do this that Run Disney is just brilliant about is that they have water parks. And what this is great about is that if you're doing the Run Disney weekend, you can get yourself and about 2 or 3 other friends or family with you a 50% off ticket that you could purchase at the Run Disney Expo or at the front of the water parks if you just show your bib and so on. And I mean, the tickets themselves are about $60, but with 50% off, $30 per person to get into a water park and have that nice recovery time of walking around, being in the water, that is kind of amazing and fun to do and a great way to recover. And last but not least, you guys, please go out there and have fun. This is literally your celebration. You've put in all of your training and these races are just the victory laps. So go out there, have fun, and enjoy that Disney magic. Alright guys, that is our tips and tricks. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. If you want to hear more about this, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And until next time, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Happy running.